Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of XTalks. Just a quick sound check before we kick this one off. Can you guys hear me?
GM.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's give it a minute or two for everyone to jump in and we'll kick this one off in a few minutes.
Sounds great.
Awesome. I hope everyone's as excited as we are.
Always excited to talk about meme coins.
I guess peak degeneracy is in all of our bloods. All right, I guess we'll kick this one off. So, welcome everyone to another episode of X Talks. Uh,
Hey guys,
Before we move
GM,
on,
GM.
good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Just before we kick off, I would like to remind everyone to jump into Layer One X Discord. We are hosting a lot of competitions and stuff like that. We do have a very special Layer One X AMA coming up tomorrow, so make sure to check that one out as well. We will be doing a live draw of 500,000 Layer 1X tokens on Friday. So make sure you jump into that. Cryptonaut, would you like to give off any opening statements before we move on to the questions and discussing meme coins?
For sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
I can hear you.
Perfect. All right. Thanks. Welcome everybody. As Sam has mentioned, we're pretty excited to be talking about meme coins today. But before we jump into that, my name is Cody. I'm the Chief Experience Officer here at Layer One X, and I'll be the one kind of guiding us through the conversation today. Before I forget, we just wanted to make sure that everybody marks their calendars for February 2nd as well at 9 a.m. AWST, 1 a.m. UTC for our next XTalk episode, where we'll be jumping into Web3 gaming. So, for those that aren't familiar with Layer 1X, we are a Layer 1 blockchain. We are here to unite all blockchains, DeFi projects, gaming platforms, and anything you can think of between Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystems. And we are known for being the world's fastest bridgeless interoperable blockchain. Likewise, Layer 1X is fully decentralized and provides users with unmatched interoperability, scalability, speed, and security. So, without that further ado, let's kind of dive in. Today, we're being joined by many of the top meme experts, I guess you could say, who are very excited to jump in on today's topic. So, if you wouldn't mind just taking 30 seconds and giving everybody listening a 30-second elevator pitch, that would be great, just to kind of kick things off. No particular order. Jump up when you feel ready.
Also, I'll go first. My name is Travis, and I am with Vaynar. We are an L1 blockchain that'll be launching here in the next couple months, and we like to think of ourselves as Web3 for the billions in the billions of consumers in the entertainment space and industry.
Amazing.
Welcome.
I'll go. I'm Mikkel, co-founder at Sedona. We're a Web3 gaming platform. I also advise for the crypto recruiters. I've also been degenning in meme coins for almost 4 years now. So I'm excited to talk about what interoperability is going to be interesting in this context. So I'm excited to hear the questions.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go next because I don't know if I'll get another chance. But my name is Nobara. I'm the global comms manager for Gensokishi. Really happy to be back. I was away on travels for a little bit, so it's really nice to hear from everyone here. obviously we're a Web3 game, but we do partner and collab with a lot of meme coins, with a lot of projects out there. So I'm sure that we'll have some interesting insights from this discussion. So looking forward to it. Thank you for having us.
Yo, this is Spicy Capital. Thanks for having us on as a guest. This is Shribsy Baker behind the account as well. So I am the CMO of Spicy Capital. We are focused on investing into layer ones, layer twos. We're focused into DeFi and GameFi projects as well. And once we invest or we partner with a project, we also supply complementary marketing services as well. But yeah, looking forward to the space.
Hello, I'm Lawrence. I head up business development for Tasty Crypto. Tasty Crypto is a brand extension of Tasty Trade, the options and futures brokerage based over in the US, and the self-custody wallet solution for IG, the trading platform based in the UK and multinational business. I love to hear that it's the sort of meme coin experts. I'm not sure if there's such a thing as meme spurts, but we can be meme spurts for today, I guess.
Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lubon. I'm joining from Pulsar.ai. Pulsar is solving. We're excited to bring our PFP launch to you guys shortly, followed by our token launch and point
Andrew,
system.
Andrew, would you like to repeat yourself? I think we lost you in the middle.
Yeah, no problem. I was saying I'm Andrew Lubon. I'm joining from Pulsar.ai. We're solving for discoverability across the NFT ecosystem, and we're excited to share our upcoming PFP launch with all of you, as well as our token launch and point system. So much to say about meme coins and how they're going to directly impact our personal business.
Perfect. I think that's everybody. To Lawrence's response, I think if we're on social media, I think we're all meme coin experts, in my opinion. That's basically how meme coins start, right? It's interesting psychology that's behind the meme coin itself. The marketing, everything from marketing tactics all the way down to how it leverages and builds its community. So I'm very interested to see a lot of your guys' feedback and thoughts on a lot of different things here. So the format is just going to be kind of open style, not really calling out anybody. So if you have something to say, feel free to jump in. And then we'll just kind of move things along that way. If we find a good rabbit hole to go down, if you've attended one of my AMAs, I love to go down some deep rabbit holes. So if we only get through a couple of questions, I'm okay with that. As long as we give our listeners something really juicy to kind of take back and gnaw on throughout the day, we did our job. So thanks again for everybody being here and participating. And with that, let's just kind of jump in. So the first question that I have here is, how can meme coins, often seen as less stable assets, benefit from interoperability?
I could start with this one. So I think like with interoperability and meme coins, you can open yourself up to a lot larger of a market, different liquidity pools, and also you can integrate yourself into other communities that are on various chains. So if you're just on Polygon, for example, or just on ETH, for example, you usually have a bigger draw from those direct communities, those direct projects within there. But when you start branching out and going integrating other chains and going into other multiple chains, it really opens up a lot more opportunities as far as collaborations, things you can do, and just exposure to your project for folks who may not be as familiar with one chain, but more relates more to another.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Oh, looks like Spice Capital. Go for it.
Hey, yo, yeah, I'm just used to putting up my hand, so if I want to speak, I'll just raise my hand instead of just talking out randomly. I don't want to like cut anyone off. I think the meme coins can benefit from interoperability via sports because Chili's did something, I believe, last year, or it was either beginning of last year or end of 2022, and they were working on it for quite some time. And on the Chili's network, they started creating these tokens. They could be cool meme tokens, but they started creating these tokens for like, the Premier League and different football clubs. And what would happen is if you hold it, you can then decide on the next couple of games or the next away games what the kit could be for that particular team. So let's say, for example, you follow Manchester United, you would hold their token, and if you hold a token, you now are a part of this, this DAO and whatever. And your rights is really just about what new things can come into the stadium, the new things that we could see for the kit, maybe some designs, maybe you could have a vote on what company could be for sponsorship for the team and whatnot. So Chili's have been cooking that up for a while. It didn't really massively take off like crazy because when it launched, it was around the bear market. But I do kind of see that having uh, a bit of gravitational pull to the entire ecosystem of Web3, especially those that are really into sports from across football, NBA, and like various other ones. But I know Chili's was cooking on that for a while, and Chili's have been starting to pump a little bit anyway. And it is because of that, because they have some pretty dope partnerships over there. So it's not meme coin centric, like it's not like a Pepe or Bonk, but it could be still kind of classed as one because we already know those tokens aren't going to be valued at $1. They're going to be valued at some stupid stuff to like maybe 5 decimal places. And it would be also seen as pump and dumps because they're hooked to, or not pegged, but they are. The reason I'm using hooked is because I can't find another word, but it'll be hooked to the actual teams. So it will give it some easy promotion.
Yeah, I think the framing we could almost invert, right? It's not interoperability in meme coins, it's meme coins with interoperability. And whether you launch your token with specific utility and leverage memes to scale the token, or do the reverse where you launch a meme coin to get liquidity, to scale, to get escape velocity, and then build in interoperability, doesn't really matter. I think what's been quite exciting this cycle to see is how Bonk, for example, Solana really took a lot of the strengths of meme coins that were launched on Ethereum and brought them to the Solana network with actual utility and actual interoperability across the entire Solana ecosystem. And I think that's what people are so excited about what Bonk did for the Solana ecosystem and why more meme coins who are going to be launched on Solana, provided they build in real world interoperability and new utility. I think it's kind of a massive unlock for this cycle.
I wonder like the difference too between like a pure meme coin like HPSO at whatever Bitcoin, the ticker, and then like projects like Bonk. I mean, it's essentially NFT projects, and once you start having like actual utility attached to it, there's pressure to deliver, and the price fluctuates according to like what the teams are doing, how they're delivering. But these pure meme coins, like kind of Pepe and like Bitcoin and some of those, they seem to perform because it's all just about culture and memes, right? Like they're not tied to anything. And even in NFT collections, we see some of that. Like the pure cultural plays tend to outperform plays that are pegged to utility. Like we need utility in the space, and that's really the case for interoperability. Like, I don't know if you'd consider ApeCoin a meme token, but they are expanding their ecosystem and finding many different use cases for it. And that hopefully will, help cement their viability over time. But it'll be interesting to see like which narrative plays out, right? Do people really want utility, or is it just all about the vibes?
It's also just not sustainable, right? You can get one on a big launch, get a good scale, good escape velocity, but ultimately to get people to stick around, you need utility and some kind of interoperability.
100%. I agree with all you guys. Those are some great comments. Looks like we have a hand up if you want to just go.
Nabar, you're muted.
Thank you. You know that I always forget my mic, I think. Thank you so much. What I wanted to say whilst I was on mute is that I think branching out into different spaces when you're a meme coin also quite helps. And I have an example that for a campaign that we recently actually did with Dogecoin. They had their 10-year anniversary. So we partnered with them to make like a special collectible Doge in the game, but also it was connected with buying a certain amount of our tokens and a certain amount of Dogecoin. So that's a really interesting way to kind of immerse and engage people from outside of the meme coins community, and also to kind of take a bit of a different look at it. So I think when it comes to meme coins and kind of narratives and culture in the Web3 space, it's quite easy to gain new engagement and to find new people to join the project. So it's just about having that element of innovation when it comes to your tokenomics and the marketing that you're doing for it.
100%.
And I would just add to that. I mean, if you look at in the sort of traditional finance space, how easy it is to from an access perspective. Like we talk about interoperability here, like everybody understands what interoperability is, but actually for people that are, I guess, participating or coming in for the first time, they just want to be able to access these meme coins that their friends have spoken about quite often. So, like I was saying, from a traditional sense, if you look at the likes of GameStop, when GameStop came around, the huge increase you saw in sort of account signups for sort of the largest brokerages around the world, like your Robin Hoods, your eToros, etc. Because everyone was talking about GameStop. You know, there was no intrinsic value behind it, right? I mean, it was almost bankrupt. So, what you've really got to think about is actually this interoperability that we're talking about now. Once that's in place, and people aren't talking about interoperability and can actually just access the tokens as they please, rather than necessarily having to wait for it to be listed on a centralized exchange, all of a sudden these meme coins are then can be sort of participation can take place for the masses. I mean, from my perspective.
Thank you. Hey, Sugarhead, go for it.
Hi there, we're Sugarheads IO. And yeah, I just wanted to say regarding meme coins, interoperability, really the key is just becoming frictionless. In the space now, meme coins are very compartmentalized into their respective chains for the most part. And, you have people cultish about their particular chain and their particular meme coin. But if we can really reach a point where there's very seamless interoperability in a platform that people are comfortable to use, it's going to open up all those different cultish communities to be able to sort of pool their resources and increase ultimately liquidity. And it really just makes things easier and makes people, be able to feel confident that there's going to be a greater audience for the thing that they're interested in. So it's really, I think, about seamlessness and liquidity.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll just add, like, kind of, ties into all these other points. When I look at like various crypto chains, I kind of think of them as various markets. If I want to launch a product and I want, global market share results, I'm not going to have my product just sold in Canada or just sold in the US. I'm going to go to a global market. I'll be expanding into new countries, new regions, new territories with my product so that I can get exposure to those new markets. And I think it's real similar when it comes to crypto. If I'm going to launch a meme token on Polygon, for example, I'm going to expect the Polygon community to have accessibility, but I may not expect the Cardano or the Solana community, for example, to have real exposure. So by tapping into those other chains, you're tapping into all those new markets and expanding your market share and your reach by a whole lot. And then, also kind of like we had spoke on earlier, you're also can potentially bring more use case to your meme token. You can integrate with other ecosystems. Another project, your meme coin may have a utility in there on that chain where it may not necessarily have a Solana project utility if you're not on Solana, just because of the friction of being on different chains.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think meme coins are kind of being reinvented at the moment, almost from kind of the sandbox play uh, type experience that they were on Ethereum in the last cycle, and now leveraging that and actually building in the utility and the functionality in this cycle. So I think they're reinventing themselves in a very cool way, and provided they leverage the scalability, the accessibility, the international or universal acceptance of memes, I think that's an exciting time and something that more tokens will try to integrate into their value prop.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. It's interesting because if you look at the true nature of what interoperability is, we've heard quite a bit of it from being able to access different change, different audiences, TBL, different things like that. And one thing that we're building over at Layer One X is, we're not here to compete with other chains. We're here to unite other chains and to bring a seamless experience across the board to all crypto users. And for me, maybe this might go down a little bit of a different perspective or rabbit hole if you want to look at it this way. But for me, I feel like meme coins are a true match for interoperability. And the reason why I say that is that somebody brought up the can't remember who it was that brought up the GameStop play that happened, and if you look at it, really, if you look at the true nature of what meme coins are designed to do, it's designed to build a very strong community around like-minded people, and they're trying to unite. And in my mind, it's the ability to do that, right? Robinhood was the ability for those people to come together and to get behind a cause. Same way with interoperability. And I think that sometimes we don't look at interoperability when that term is being thrown out there as a way or an ability to grow that network or grow those kind of meme coins. And so for me, meme coins are an extension of interoperability to its truest form. And that's pretty exciting to hear that a lot of that's being stated today and from your guys' remarks as well. So let's move on to the second question. What are the current technological limits in achieving full interoperability, and how can they be overcome, or will they be overcome? Go for it, Spice Capital.
Cool. Just by the way, I don't know if this happened for anyone else, but my screen is coming up with like a bunch of people reconnecting. So when they speak, I can't hear a word they say. So after I say what I'm going to say, I'm going to leave and then jump back on. But yeah, so I think one thing that I believe is not allowing us to probably scale as quickly is the idea that, okay, we're building very fast in the space. A lot of stuff is coming out, but adoption is not as fast as we think it is. So in 2021/2022, there was this big hype that the adoption rate of crypto is like going at an exponential rate, and we're really, really fast and all this other stuff. But what was really happening is a lot of stuff was getting released very, very, very quickly. Like we all remember the age of DeFi when it first boomed. We had so many DEXs get launched. We had Uniswap, we got Sushi Swap, we got Trader Joe, we got Pancake Swap, we got all these different swaps that launched around the same time. And it's great. We have all these things with different networks and different chains. However, what did they all do that was in common? Well, they all eventually allowed us to swap on different networks. So PancakeSwap, we're able to swap on different networks on there. On Uniswap, we're allowed to use different networks there, and so on and so forth. And what I see happen is a lot of places, a lot of projects will launch at an exponential rate in terms of they'll launch a ton of stuff, or an industry or a sector in crypto Web3 will launch very, very quickly different products. But then those same products will then create multi-chain access later on. When if you just launched a project that already had multi-chain access, we wouldn't need seven of the same things. it's great to have different things. It's great to have different dexes. Amazing. It's great to have different centralized exchanges. 100%. But if we just kind of reverse engineer the idea of stop launching thousands of things that do the same thing and launch a few things that do the same thing, we'll have more adoption. Because the common thing that I hear when I talk to someone that's not crypto native is, bro, there's like so much stuff out there. I go to a gym and I was talking to a guy today and he was asking about crypto stuff. And I could tell as soon as I opened my mouth, his first question was going to be, but where should I start? And it's always the same thing. Well, I don't know where to start. There's this, there's that, there's this YouTuber, there's that product, there's this, that, there's all these different things. And it's again, it's great that we have so much access. Like it's great for me and you guys because we understand this stuff. We understand gas fees. We understand that, oh, okay, cool. There's going to be different kind of slippage on this DEX compared to that one. But the normal person is not going to understand. The normal person doesn't even understand what slippage is. They're not going to even get that. Me, myself, I just clocked the other week that slippage on foreign exchange trading compared to slippage on trading in crypto are two completely different things. And I've been doing this thing for time and I just clocked that. So imagine a normal person coming into this industry and sees there's 7 different, 8 different, 10 different decentralized exchanges. Then they find out what liquidity pools is. Then they find out that there's LPBs. Then they find out that there's all these different terms. Again, it's great that we have this stuff, but all this extra stuff could come at a later date. I think if we step back a second and say, okay, cool. We're going to launch this product. We're going to launch this decentralized application or this video game or this meme coin or whatever it is. And then we say, how can it be accessible to Web3 and people on the outside of Web3? Okay, cool. Well, the first way is probably multi-chain access because it will allow someone that might get introduced to crypto through Ethereum, but it will also allow someone that gets introduced to crypto through Solana. Then it will allow someone that gets introduced to crypto through AVAX. Okay, cool. So how can we put it on different exchanges? Allow those people to interact with it as well. If they can't get the app, let's allow them to get the token. Well, to get on Binance, we need to be on 3 exchanges. We can't just go to Binance. So enough of the when Binance questions. We need to be on other exchanges that are accessible. How do we get on Coinbase? Well, we have to do it through X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. Now we're on Coinbase. Now we're on Binance. We're pretty much accessible to the public. Now, how do we get more accessible to the public? Because we don't need to worry about how me and Andrew or Vanar or Lawrence or ex-host, we don't need to worry about how we get access to it. We already know how to. We see it on Twitter. We go and search it up. We're probably in a group chat. We probably found about 2 weeks ago through some random alpha call that we didn't trust. And then, yeah, we're there. How do we all get involved in when? Same way. Twitter and Twitter Spaces and all this other stuff. We get the alpha already, but the normal person doesn't. So how do we do that? Maybe events that allow a bit of Web2 integration. Look what NFC is doing this year. They're going to be bringing Web2 gaming tournaments, Fortnite, FIFA. They're going to be allowing this stuff in their event, which what brings more Web2 people. And that's a whole gaming market. So instead of creating all these freaking apps, all these really cool websites, create fewer websites with bigger integration, and we'll start to scale quicker because our adoption rate will start to rise. I'll see you guys in
Yeah,
2 seconds.
yeah. 2 quick things. I think one, that's the kind of the value of what meme coins did in the original phases, and they're still doing for retail as they bring people into the space. It's easily easy to understand, and brings people into crypto, provided that it doesn't, turn them off and make it like a shitcoin vibe. It's more of a like, oh, this is cute or interesting. I'll do some research. I'll learn. That's point one. The second point is, the only way to really improve interoperability is user experience, something simple and easy, in the same way that Robinhood was gamified and brought retail in. You flick up when you purchase it and you get money signs, and it's a fun, cool thing to do. The same thing for crypto is going to keep people in the space and demystify it, because your average retail user or your casual user doesn't have time to do this much research. Right? The people full-time in crypto are still spending more than they need to be researching protocols and jumping from DEX to DEX.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Sugarhead, go for it. You've had your hand up for a little bit.
I think the real challenge is that the problem is the nature of the space that we're in is inherently striving to be decentralized. And so when you're decentralized, you have all these small teams all across the world building things that they have an idea for, and they're building it with with the resources that they have on the chain that they like, in a way that they want. And it's just so inherent that the issue is a problem intrinsic to the decentralized space. Um, and then, in addition to this, so we're in a fledgling technology where we have hundreds and thousands of people building all over the place. Then the question arises is, which of these projects are something that people can really get behind and trust? And once they get to a point where they are operable, how do you end up allowing liquidity to get into and out of all these small things that are built across the board? And since we're looking to try to be decentralized, the very nature of interoperability is there has to be key points of centralization. And because the space is so new, people then aren't sure which to trust. And so for one particular point of centralization to allow interoperability to gain adoption is challenging because everybody stays in their own bubble where they feel comfortable and safe. And so I think it's just an intrinsic problem with the space in general, but it will work itself out in time. It's just going to take growth and adoption and consensus within the community. And but it's an interesting challenge to address, and the fact that you guys are addressing it, I think, is I think it's something that has to happen.
Agreed. Hey, Travis, you got your hand up.
Yes. I just want to first I want to preface this with I don't think any of us, I include myself in this space, are normal market. I look at the normal person or the normal market as the ones that aren't necessarily deep into blockchain or Web3 right now. They're not in these spaces that market, and I think that market is what everyone in here is really striving to capture or captivate in some way. And interoperability, I think, is important to us in the space, and it's important on the business side of the space, but I don't think it's important to the everyday consumer. The everyday consumer just assumes interoperability. They don't want these kind of if I go into a store and I go to use my Visa card and they say, sorry, we don't use the Visa network, we only use MasterCard, it's not going to get me to go get a MasterCard. It's just going to push me to the next store down the road where I can use my Visa, and I'm going to use my Visa there because I just expect that kind of seamless, interoperable kind of experience. So when I go to purchase a meme coin, go to purchase a game, an NFT, whatever it may be, I want that same seamless experience where I can just go in and purchase it. And I don't need to worry about, okay, I've got to, buy a token here on this chain, then I got to bridge it to that chain, and then I can do this and then move it back to that chain. All of that is not going to work with what I consider normal folk. The normal markets, for them, it's really just going to be that experience of going in, they want to purchase their bag of chips, they're going to swipe their Visa card, and they're going to walk out the door with their bag of chips. And we need that same kind of mindset when it comes to, meme tokens or anything on chain. And that is interoperability, and it requires the interoperability to create these seamless experiences. But at the same time, I don't think the quote unquote normal market, it's going to be as front facing. It's just going to be what they expect, what they already know, and what they're already used to.
Oh, 100% agree with you on that one. It definitely boils down to, usability and user experience stuff. And that's definitely my forte. That's what I'm focused on over at Layer One X, is trying to improve usability and how people engage with crypto. We actually have a kind of an internal community meme going where we have a grandma and we say that, we want to make crypto so easy that grandma can even do it, right? And I love the points that you bring up about how consumers, crypto investors, newbies are expecting that type of user experience to be built into their overall overall experience, right? And the simplicity of it, right? It's kind of like you've got the people that jump into a car and they just put the key in the ignition, turn the ignition, and know that the car's just going to start, and that's as much as they know, right? And then you've got all the way down to the mechanics that love to get into every little nook and cranny of their engine and know how things work, how to fix it, and how to do that. And so we've got a lot of different people at all different levels. And so, in my opinion, the people that can build all of this tech, the utility, the interoperability, the future facing portion of the meme, by providing utility through it all under the hood, and making it so simple that it's as easy as jumping on and starting to engage with your platform, are going to win in 2024 and beyond. So, with that, let's just kind of pause for a minute. If you guys are just joining us, my name is Cody. I'm the host for today. And we're talking about how interoperability will impact the future of meme coins. If you guys are in this space, please make sure that you guys share the link to this so that we can get this out. We are trying to unite as many people that are interested in this. So having that support would definitely help us out. We appreciate it. So, all right, kind of jumping back in, let's move on to the next kind of question. And let's get a little bit personal, and let's talk, how interoperability will play a role in your project in 2024 and beyond. Spice Capital, if you want to go.
Yeah, so this is pretty simple for us. We are VC, so essentially we are just focused on investing into protocols and different dApps in the ecosystem. So if, for example, let's say people wanted to partner with us, or let's say, for example, you didn't want to partner with us, you wanted to come in the other angle, you wanted to join the VC front and invest in projects, then it's literally a sense of join a group chat, we have a chat with you. If it's a thing where you are someone that we want in the inner circle, then we'll bring you into the private group where the investors are. So there's two group chats. There's the main one where you can ask questions and stuff about different projects, about what we're doing and whatnot, which is the lobby. And then there's a private group, which is just exclusive for investors. And there are steps that you have to go through before you join that group. And then once you're in, all the services that you need in terms of investing in projects is going to be there. And you wouldn't be someone that's not crypto native that just joins the group. You would obviously have to have a bit of education to know what you're getting yourself into. And this is something that myself, I've created educational programs for platforms before anyway. So this is something that I can do and help people learn about. And that's literally as far as it goes when it's with us, because we're not an actual, let's say, project in the space. We're a VC that invests in them. So we're pretty... it's an easier ride for us, I'll say.
No, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, you guys are in a little bit of a different situation, but you said something to me that kind of, I heard this the other day. Let me see if I can repeat it correctly. Around meme coins, it's if you know what I mean, you know what I meme. So yeah, sorry for the dad joke. So early or
I might have to steal that. I'll tag you, but I'm stealing that for sure. I'm stealing that. That's an intern 101 post right there, man.
Yeah. So yep, just make sure you tag me in that one. That's for sure. But yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I thought of that, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's freaking hilarious!" Because that hits the meme right up the alley of what it is, right? And so, I think you guys are definitely showing the true nature of what a meme is, and you're trying to surround yourself with like-minded people, right? And when you know, what you're talking about. It's the whole meme concept on social. So yeah, thanks for sharing. Navera, I think you had your hand up first.
Yeah, I did. Thank you so much. And that was an awesome joke, by the way. I'll be stealing that too, but I'll make sure to tag everyone involved. Yeah, I think when it comes to games and when it comes to Genso, we're kind of championing the space with collabs and just trying to, we don't want to one up anyone in the space. We kind of want to work with everyone that's creating a buzz around them. So for us, it's more of a matter of doing research and just making sure that we're reaching out to any interesting teams and anyone that has a cool idea and seeing how we can integrate it in the game and obviously kind of amplify the impact that it has, which I think also kind of coincides and helps with interoperability, because there can be multiple ways in which projects and teams on different blockchains can collaborate for some kind of a partnership and amplification of a certain campaign. So that's definitely something that I'm always looking forward to. So if there's anyone in here that's looking for a game/meme coin collab, then just reach out to me. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, you hit it on the head, that's for sure. So, and I think there's plenty of projects out there that would definitely want to partner with you and collab. Mikkel, I think you were next.
Yeah, I'm so sad because everybody was laughing. So I know what Navarro said was really funny, but I cannot hear her. So I'm kind of mad right now. But as a game launcher, we do have to think about interoperability a lot. And I think, where we've come down on it is we are building a custodial multi-chain wallet. So going back to like that credit card metaphor, and I do want to push back on that a little bit because I think, for me, if they're like, well, we don't take MasterCard, we take Visa, I'm going to get all the top cards so that I can go anywhere I want to go and I have all these cards. But in the custodial metaphor, that's like having a card on top of all of your cards that manages all of those cards together, right? So you can use your one, imaginary name card, and your Amex is connected and your MasterCard is connected and your Visa is connected, and it kind of controls all of those through one single access point. So that's kind of the approach that we're taking to it, because for gamers specifically, we don't, we're talking about consumers that this whole, space that don't care about the technology, that don't want to learn all the different access points, that don't want to go down this rabbit hole and are not curious to learn all this stuff. And they want that simplicity. And I think that's the type of technology that we're going to have to build to onboard the masses. And then from there, they can go down as far down the rabbit hole as they want, right, into decentralization. And I think there's certainly more benefits than not to decentralization. I just don't think at this point, with the accessibility, that it appeals to the everyday consumer.
Great, thanks for sharing. Lawrence, you're up.
Hello. Yeah, so like I was saying, Tasty Crypto, I think you'll see the handle probably lower down in the audience. So do check us out and have a look. But at the moment, in terms of interoperability and how it's going to play a role for us in sort of the next 12 months, we at the moment only support the Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains, which obviously gives access to thousands of tokens. But eventually, we want to bring Solana in, Base in, etc. So it's a very important, I guess, part for us to be able to provide that sort of, I guess, cross-chain swap functionality and actually make that experience as easy as possible, like we were talking about earlier, in terms of people coming into the space for the first time, quite probably being able to swap from one chain to another will make it a hell of a lot easier than having to go through a bridge, potentially connect to a DApp to then bridge and then sort of come back into the application. So that's something that we're definitely working on over the next 12 months.
That sounds exciting. Andrew, you're up next.
Yeah, thanks. So at Pulsar, we're interoperable in terms that we're chain agnostic, so you can mint or curate across any chain. But again, we had to make some strategic decisions regarding our PFP launch and our token launch, and for that reason, we chose Solana. I think there's great energy and ecosystem, a lot of developer activity, and probably the leading chain for this full run, which is exciting. But that's how we're thinking about interoperability is because we can afford to be kind of a fabric across the ecosystem, we can integrate different parts of our project provided what is most essential for the use case. So, for example, the PFP, we wanted Solana because it's cheaper mentor fees, easier transactions for an artist-focused community. The same for our curators and those who are collectors, and the same thing for our token and point system. I think it's a more scalable and easier to use consumer use case. But we're open to all chains, and we've worked cross-functionally with each chain. But for these strategic reasons, we've chosen Solana, and that's kind of how we're thinking about interoperability.
Perfect. Sugarhead, your turn.
I think this question is very, very interesting, and this is something that we are working on at sugarheads.io. So what Sugarheads really is it's an NFT, simple NFT masquerading as, well, let me say it backwards. It's an index fund, really masquerading as an NFT. So when we launched Sugarheads NFT, we locked $15,000 of ERC20 assets in a vault that's claimable in the future by our NFT holders. And we've added to that vault. So what we're working on now is expanding our ecosystem onto another chain. We are looking at having a larger amount of capital backing the NFTs that we're planning on that chain. And in addition, we're planning on adding some GameFi to it as well. And the idea is to be able to create a game platform that's simple and fun and gambly and lets people play against each other to be able to make money with crypto. And the idea is to be able to have a small tax on transactions that allows us to take that value and feedback it loop into the backing value behind the NFTs. And then ultimately, if we have the ability to have liquidity, we can take these NFTs and put them in a situation where people can essentially borrow against the intrinsic value of their NFT, unlocking that liquidity into perhaps a native token that can then be able to go across chains and be interoperable and stuff like this. So the idea is to sort of start with value to begin with, scale that value, and then scale the ability to have it be self generating. And then boom, you have something that is actually stable, and then it's just a matter of growing adoption and being able to continue to add liquidity to the foundation so that entire protocol is intrinsically valuable and allows people to store value and transfer value and things like this. So very exciting things coming with respect to this concept in 2024.
No, I love it. I love it. Thanks. Thanks for everybody for your comments on that. Yeah, it's interesting that as we kind of take a step back and look at interoperability becoming a primary focus, and not only all of your guys' projects, but everybody else's projects. I guess the next question that I have is kind of around that. I mean, do we feel like interoperability is going to be, well, let me rephrase this. Do we feel like interoperability is kind of making it harder for projects because of the demand that the users are having? Are they expecting like NFTs that I purchase here, maybe in this game or on this platform, to be used over here in this game or on this other platform on another chain? Do you feel like that's going to impact how you guys do business? Meaning, are you going to have to be reverse compatible with all these other projects out there?
I think it kind of depends on your individual project or ecosystem. I think for the majority, yes, interoperability is going to be very important, especially as like the space matures and we start bringing in more of that traditional market in. But at the same time, I also really think that there's a lot of tools that are coming out, a lot of people working on a lot of really great tools and systems where a project may not necessarily have to do it on their own. They can lean on someone else, like, like a Layer One X, for example, to leverage what you guys are building to help them in what they're doing. So yes, I think interoperability will be very important. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a one size fits all. Some ecosystems, some projects, some communities will do just fine in their own little niche and what they're trying to accomplish. And at the same time, the projects that are going to need to expand and become more interoperable in that way won't necessarily have to do it on their own. And there's I think we're in a really exciting time, and we see a lot more advancements too, especially over the last 12 months. A lot more tooling, a lot more companies coming out with some solutions that can work for other people towards that interoperable goal.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I really do like how you mentioned that there is a lot of innovation coming to the meme market, that's for sure. So I wanted to save some time and see if there's any questions. So if you guys have any questions for our panelists, be sure to drop those down in the comments section. And Sam will go through and grab a couple of those. Sam, do you see any currently?
Well, as of right now, we don't see any questions. But yeah, I'll keep an eye.
Okay, sounds great. So I'll just ask a couple more questions then. So let's see here. What advice would you give somebody looking to invest in a meme coin or a project that is surrounding meme coin and interoperability? What kind of advice would you give them prior to investing?
Only get your alpha insider chats.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, do it for the culture. Don't do it like expecting that 1,000x return, because you're just going to get burned. The ones that are talking like, hey, I turned this $100 into $1 million. They're the noisy ones because they've done it, but the vast majority don't. So I always tell everyone, like, when you go into buying anything, whether it's a meme token, an NFT token, NFT project, whatever that may be, do it because it's something that you enjoy, something that like you enjoy the culture, the community, whatever that may be, and not on the hope of those 1,000x crazy gains.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Sugarhead, go for it.
It's a great question. It's really about the question is really about sort of the degenning in the space. How do you invest and how do you make money? It's a very complicated question. I mean, I think the first step is, first of all, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Obviously, it's very cliche, but it's true. I think the second thing is sort of have an idea of who is, if you can know who's on the team, get an idea for what does the liquidity look like, how much production value is there behind the meme coin that you're looking at. Also, I think it's all about capital preservation. So, people get the idea that they see this one thing and they think that this is a thing that can go 1,000x, and so they go all in. But traders know that the first step is preserving capital. So you have to evaluate the risk reward of any given project. What do you stand to lose? What do you stand to gain? And get in at a time that you think it's advantageous. You have to know technical analysis if you're really going to play these games. And then, you have to be able to try to get out with some profit, and then have the stomach to ride the wave if you really think it's going to go. So it's fun. I mean, it's a very fun thing, and but it's not an easy thing to do. You're absolutely right on that.
Perfect. Thanks. Spice Capital, you're up. I don't know if it's just me, but can you hear Spice? Can anybody else hear Spice Capital?
I can't.
Me neither.
I thought it was me, Ruggin.
Yeah. Spice Capital, if you want to jump out and try jumping back in, that would be great. We'll get you back up on stage here in just a sec. Does anybody else want to add something in the meantime?
Yeah, I guess I just, well, firstly, let's say in the meantime, right? So I'm going to agree with what everyone said here, really. I mean, it's so speculative in nature, right? So and everything comes down to supply and demand at the end of the day. If you're getting a hell of a lot of buying pressure, the price of the meme coin is obviously going to go up, and that's all going to be very community driven. You know, it's very different in nature to, I guess, traditional investing and trading. So absolutely, those 1,000 X's are very few and far between. So it's very much a sort of don't speculate on more than you can afford, but also don't get stung by the fact that gas fees can be so high that you're going to have to 5x to make more money than what you're paying in a potential gas fee. So yeah, I mean, just don't go. Don't overexpose yourself is most definitely the sort of viewpoint that I think everyone's put across, and I guess I would as well.
Yeah, I would just add, I think it's been said, but community is super important. Get involved with the meme coin that you are, understand the ethos of the community and support of it, and also look for interoperability, right? That really is kind of the key unlock. It's the topic of this space, and it's something that wasn't necessarily the case for a lot of meme coins in the last cycle. So look for communities that you like, that resonate with you, and then hold the community accountable and the project accountable for delivering the utility, the points, whatever they're promising as part of the utility. Be active in the discords and make sure that the projects deliver what they're promising.
No, those are great comments. Thanks, guys. Spice, you want to try it again?
Hey, can you hear me?
We can.
Hey, okay, cool, sweet. So yeah, what I was saying is, if you're getting into meme coins or anything of that nature, as soon as the money's left your account, don't see it as an investment. See it as you've just spent $100 or you spent $1,000 or whatever it is, because having the idea that you'll earn some form of return on a meme coin is just not healthy at all for an investor mentality. When investing, you should be completely logical. There should be no emotion whatsoever. The idea of going into meme coins is like going to a casino in Vegas. It is literally the definition of gambling. Like, we all know investing in crypto is a gamble, but that's a gamble on a different level. That's like going into a casino and putting 10 grand on red or 32. It's just the chances, the risk is too much. So that's what I would say. And the other thing is, when you get into meme coins, be content with a 10x. If you've just put a grand in and you make 9 grand, you're up 10,000 on your investment, it's okay to withdraw. Like, it's completely fine. Not everyone can say, "Oh, I made 10K this month." Not everyone can say that. If you've put 2 grand in and you make a 10 grand return, or you make a 10x on that and you're up 20 grand, it's okay. Withdraw. If you've put $30 in and you make 3 grand, it's all right. Withdraw. You just done 100x. Because it's meme coins, is because there's a potential of it going 1,000 and 10,000x. We have this stupid mentality that we deserve 100x return and then a 1,000x return. We don't deserve anything. We're getting into a meme coin that has Sonic, Obama, and Kishu in the name. Like, come on, man. The moment you press buy, you've lost the plot. And it's not saying that I'm against meme coins. I get into meme coins as well. It's just, if I get into it, I don't have the idea that I'm gonna make an X return. It's okay. But yeah, that's what I have to say on that.
Win Lambo, right?
I just wanted to quickly add, like, I so agree with everything you said, but keep like 10% as your moon bag. And that's a way to like alleviate like the anxiety of selling too soon. Just keep that little moon bag. And then if it 1,000x's, you're still going to be good, right? But you still, you're getting a bunch of profit, you're taking profits, that's my philosophy anyways. Keep the moon bag.
That's why I still have a bag of Doge. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you guys on that one. And I know we're right at the time, but I do have one last question, kind of surrounding that. And it's the meme coins often create a very how should I say this? I don't want to say cultish type of community in some cases. They are, I've been in communities, just visited communities when I'm doing my own research type of thing about stuff. And one of the things I look at is a very active community. And man, there are some very cultish type of people out there, or communities, I should say. Do you feel like these type of extreme communities are a hindrance to the meme community and an overall adoption?
I think they can be, but they don't necessarily have to be. You know, an awesome, fired up community that's, you know, wild, crazy, and all over the timeline can be a lot of fun. But at the same time, though, you know, it can also be a hindrance when it gets to that point of like being a bit gatekeeper, when it becomes like, you know, being a bit offensive to another community, or, you know, things of that sort. But, you know, everyone loves being part, you know, everyone loves going where the people are. And, you know, when there's a loud, noisy community, it looks like everyone's there. Like you feel that FOMO, like I want to be part of this too, I want to be part of something. But you know, it can cross the line at times where, you know, suddenly it becomes you know, not as fun, and it becomes more maybe um violence, you could say. You know, virtually violence. You know, wake up and choose violence, you know, where you know, the communities can, you know, start trashing other people or trashing other projects, or become something that, you know, people don't necessarily want to be a part of. But I don't think necessarily just a loud, noisy community is a hindrance. I think it can actually be pretty awesome. And it does make it feel like it's, hey, this is where everyone's at, this is where I should be too. I want to go where the crowd is, because obviously they're having a good time over there, so let's go see what this is all about.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Navarra.
Hey, yeah, well, I think this is actually a really interesting question because, well, memes are kind of the peak of the current narrative, aren't they? So they are kind of bound to have this traction and to have these cult-like crazy people attaching to the project. So that's where I think it really, 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 really comes down to community managers and how the team manages this, because having that level of traction and kind of noise around your project can be just as good as it can be bad. So I think if you have good community managers and moderators in place, you can very much use this to your advantage and really turn your coin into something. And if you manage the output that your community has and you prevent it in some way from making it toxic, then you're going to have a thriving community. But if you just let things slip, and you kind of get lost in like memes and a lot of, you know, indecent chatter, then it can all snowball really quickly. So I think specifically with meme coins being kind of really, really the icon for the current narrative, it's really all down to community management and just how you're dealing with that narrative, and if you're using it to your advantage or you're letting it hurt you and the rest of the community.
Perfect. Well said. I agree with that as well. So we're just 5 minutes over, but I want to give you guys a chance to do a 30-second kind of pitch again for your guys' project, how people listening in can find out more about you, what major things are coming up for you in 2024. Here's your time to shine. If you want to just take 30 seconds, that would be great.
Yeah, I can kick off. Yeah, I would say, you know, for Vayner, follow us on Twitter. Jump on our Telegram. We've got some exciting campaigns around the corner, some exciting announcements around the corner coming here in the next couple weeks. So if you have any kind of questions or anything, our Telegram's awesome. We've got mods in there that can answer any of your questions, point you in the right direction. We've got our website, venarchain.com, that you can go to find more info. Yeah, or just follow our socials. We're always in spaces, always in spaces and always love to join spaces as well. So thank you so much for putting this together. It was an awesome chat, a fun chat. I love talking meme coins, and great panel you put together here.
Hey, thanks. I just followed you, so we're good.
I think I'm gonna go next because I need to jump into a meeting. So I just wanted to say thank you for having us again. It's been a really cool discussion. Hopefully we'll get to talk soon. If you want to check out Genso, just make sure to go to genso.game, download the game. If you want to speak to me about working with Genso or any kind of advisory work, my handle is here for culture underscore, because obviously I'm here for the culture. Thank you again for having us. We're really, really happy to be having these discussions, and I think they're quite educational with the number of people entering the space right now. So thanks again, and have a good rest of the day, guys. Bye.
You too. Have a good one. Thanks for coming. Sorry, guys, I don't know whose hands up was up first, so we'll let ladies go first. So, Mikhail, if you want to go.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for putting together this panel. I followed everyone on stage. It was very insightful and fun. I will be out at ETH Denver, so I would love to connect with anybody who's going to be out there, either via the Crypto Recruiters or Sedona. Of course, we're always looking for roles to fill and great talent to help fill those roles. So if that is you, please get in my DMs. And just really happy to be here. I think, let's do it again. Let's talk meme coins some more, because it's still meme coin season. It seems like it's still heating up.
Oh, for sure, 100%. All right, Lawrence, if you want to go.
Yeah, echoing that. Thanks very much again for the space today. It's been super insightful on meme coins. So I'm here with Tasty Crypto. The Tasty Crypto account is in the space as well. So do drop Tasty Crypto a follow, and also go to tastycrypto.com. We actually pump out a ton of useful articles, 3 or 4 a week, through our blog, which we'll tag below the space here today. Tasty Crypto is a self-custody wallet currently supporting Bitcoin, Ethereum. We're pretty new, so we'd love you to sort of download, have a open or import a wallet, and sort of let us know your thoughts on sort of the user experience and how the look of the and feel of the wallet resonates with your experiences previously. So yeah, we'd love you to drop Tasty Crypto a follow, download the app, and let us know, and drop us a note at support@tastycrypto.com if you have any thoughts. Thanks very much, everyone.
Yes, thanks for attending. Sugarhead, you're up.
So you can check us out at sugarheads.io, where you can see the total value locked in the index fund, and you can track the floor price of the NFT versus the backing value for the individual NFTs. In the next week or so, we are going to be announcing a new mint, which is going to be on Solana. The mint is going to be a little bit unique in that every NFT minted is going to be an entry into a poker tournament in collaboration with Web3 Poker Club. There's going to be $10,000 in guaranteed prize pool for that tournament. Our goal with the tournament is to have some fun, reward our holders, onboard some new people as we push later in 2024 to another mint, which is going to be also a locked index fund, but in addition, it's going to segue into access to the game platform that we are creating, whereby users will be able to monetize their NFTs within the game in terms of rental for users to play. There'll be some staking. There'll be peer-to-peer contests where people can sort of bet crypto in their ability to beat the other players and ultimately take home some pretty big prize pools. So yeah, big things coming in 2024. Check us out in the Discord. We'll be in a lot of spaces, and we're always open to collaborate. And thank you, everybody. I think great speakers today.
Yes, I have to agree. Definitely a good panel. Sam, do you want to jump in and remind everybody about our airdrop that L1X is currently doing?
Yeah, for sure. And with that, I would also like to remind the people that our public sale closes tomorrow at midnight. So that is 31st of this month. After that, on Friday, we'll be doing a live draw of 500,000 L1X tokens, which is roughly worth around $250,000. We'll be doing that live on our Discord. So if you aren't in our Discord yet, jump in. Link is in the bio. Passing over to you, Cryptonaut.
Yeah, and just to clarify that, no matter where you are in the world, that 31st of January is Australian time. So I know for us people over here in the U.S., we're about a few hours behind everybody. So just don't be disappointed if you try to jump in and it's too late. But definitely keep that in mind. But yes, just wanted to take everybody before we close out and just give a big thank you to all of our panelists for their participation. Again, please mark your calendars for the next episode of XTalks, which is happening on February 2nd. Groundhog's Day, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? So that'll be at 9 a.m. Western Australian time or 1 a.m. UTC, again, going over Web3 gaming. So until next time, experts, keep pushing the boundaries to innovate and unite all of crypto, and have a good day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.